Hello, you are watching Geek Bomb. My name is Boss Bomb Maude Garrett. We do a little thing called PWR'd by Geek Bomb. And guess what? That happens to be an acronym, and it stands for playing, watching, reading, and doing. When we do this show, we like to have a guest on to ask exactly those questions. And today's guest, he is the Senior You just told me.
It's a long one. Senior Manager /
I got that.
Producer, yeah.
At ESL, which is eSports of the Nation.
It is.
That's not the slogan, but I believe it should be.
I'm going to submit it. We'll see where we can go. But it's more than just the nation. It's also the world.
The world.
There you go.
So Josh and I met kind of in the whole gaming space. You've actually done a lot of things. You look after all the Mortal Kombat tournaments. Mm-hmm. You look after... Did you do... What other ones?
Oh, I've done...
What was the one that I went to that one time?
Gears of War. I've done... That was Mortal Kombat. You went to that one? Yeah.
Mortal Kombat
Pro League.
See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't like it as much as I'd hope you would.
That's okay. Just going with the flow. Yeah, a lot of different shows, a lot of different programs with eSports and ESL, and some things outside as well. But very, very busy, and a lot of cool stuff planned for 2017.
It's a big one. Now, eSports has taken off like a jet propulsion, up and up. What can you talk about for the people that don't really know eSports, how gaming has completely changed in, say, the last 5 or so years?
Sure. Well, one of the biggest things is because of broadband internet, right?
What?
We can play video games at pretty much the same speed or latency as playing with somebody in the same house or sitting right next to you.
Got it.
So now we can create leagues and competitions to where people can play from their living rooms or their bedrooms, compete for cash. And then eventually, if we can whittle down who's the best, be it a region or a nation or the entire world, we'll fly them out to our studio in Burbank,
California.
Right, or different areas around the world and host a live finals, either with a studio audience or a live broadcast or both. And we also fill big stadiums around the world. And we recently announced a huge show that's happening in New York. In September, I produced the one we did last year at the Barclays Center. It was ESL 1 New York, and we had Counter-Strike and Street Fighter 5. And it was awesome. My sisters and my mom came too.
Well, that's cute.
So hopefully next time the whole family will come out. But they loved it. They had a great time.
You're around professional gamers a lot.
Exactly. People that play video games and win money. Not like, chunk of change that's like can pay for an ice cream cone. We're talking about hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars that these players are winning now.
Say this nicely. Are the stereotypes true?
There is truth in all stereotypes, right? But what's annoying is that people automatically blanket everybody with that stereotype.
Yes.
Like, if you're a gamer and you're good, you got to live in your parents' basement, and you're 30 and you got a neck beard.
I'm just talking because I saw a clip which was taken from an intro of a pro gaming session where they had to walk out.
I did not produce that.
And do something.
Yeah, that was super stupid and cringe. Whoever was the producer of that show made a mistake. Sorry, but that's exactly why you don't do stuff like that. Because an audience member who sees that, it's like, I'm not going to watch this. These guys look goofy.
It was, and like, what kind of pressure? I put myself in that position. I'm like, what would I do? The Gazinator. What would the Gazinator do when I came out there and there was an audience there and I had to do like a slogan or the hand gesture?
Just pose.
I think I'd do this actually. How awful was that? That's the best I could come up with. And I have social skills.
And as a producer, I would say we're not doing that. But the thing is, people experiment. They try things. They'll see something from wrestling or sports they like. They'll try to translate it. But the talent can't have that same spark. When you have media-trained talent that have been in front of the camera and know how to bring that certain energy and personality.
It's still me, and I
that's
did
you.
that.
That's you. That's you. Not
it's an M.
I saw. Yeah, from this angle. So it looks like an M from both sides.
Yeah.
Which works.
That's something, huh?
But not every player's like that. A lot of the fighting game players are. And
really?
So it's really cool to see their smack talk and on-camera personality and stuff. But yeah, some of these guys are very shy. They may not.
Can trash talk.
You can. I've heard it. I've seen it. It's true. There are a number of guys that this is still new to them. It's still new to them being on camera. And you have to work with them to bring out their best. If you just throw them in front of the camera, it's going to be cringe. And it's going to hurt the show. So don't do it. Don't do it. It's okay to experiment, but not at the cost of making players look bad.
Yeah, that's not fun. They're your talent.
No.
You can't be good at everything.
And you can't control every cringe situation. But
So, playing, watching, reading, doing. Mm-hmm. You obviously know playing. Big gamer yourself.
I am.
What you playing?
I just completed Final Fantasy 15.
You did? Oh, I haven't yet. At the time of this recording, I have not finished this game. I like it, though.
You're a gamer? I'm kidding. All right. Where are you?
Trash talking.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on.
Boom.
Jurassic Gray.
Boom.
Mr. Gray will not see you now.
Maude versus Gray.
Okay, I already lost just with that.
No, it's okay. Where are you at? Where are you at in the game?
I've gone to the second town. I'm really stalling. I'm doing a lot of side quests.
I did that too. You did
Yes.
the grind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. I've already got my chocobos. I've gone to the second lovely little European coastal town, as I like to call it in my head.
Yeah.
But now I'm going back again, doing a lot of bounties. I haven't met up with my blonde lover yet. I'm stalling on that too. I'm nervous.
Luna.
I'm nervous for me.
Yeah, I'm nervous for you too.
Why?
I still have a bad taste in my mouth from Final Fantasy 13.
No, I liked it. Ooh. All right.
What?
Let's do this. You have 30 seconds to talk about why you hated the game. Your time starts now.
Battle system that was completely foreign to anything we've seen before or will see since. Characters that you were not at all connected to. A story that didn't make any sense, and the exposition that had no forward movement and no progression, and each of the areas looked pretty, but the closer you got to it, it looked like a facade that didn't make any sense. And also, you really couldn't explore the world or go where you wanted to, which was completely foreign to future Final Fantasy games. Did the graphics look great? Yes. Was some of the music good? Yeah. And did they have a diverse group of people? Sure. But when you have a guy that can actually pull a boomerang out of his pants to fight? No, I'm
Let's
out.
pick up from that. Boomerang, it's the unsung weapon of the whole world. And as an Australian, I feel like the boomerang did a very, very good job. Lightning, fantastic female protagonist. She not only looked great, but she had a badassery about her. And then you had her sister, Sarah, who was the complete flip side of it. So you got the best of both worlds. Snow, amazing character, really hot, blonde guy in a beanie. I liked the linear progression, which is something we'd never seen in a Final Fantasy game before. Usually it's like, the world, off you go. This time I liked going ahead each step. It made it feel safe. It made me know what I was doing. It made me feel like, not like an Oblivion game, which is Elder Scrolls, which I had to throw out completely.
Yeah, sandbox, too much sandbox.
I think that they try to do something different. That's my time. Try to do something different every time. And this time they went robotic, and I liked it. I liked the cybernetic.
They tried to do something different, didn't click for me. 14 is an amazing story for Square Enix. They were having a tough time. That game came out, and it was a disaster.
Yeah,
they took it offline. They relaunched it, and they took every good thing from MMOs over the last 10 years and put it into that game.
Is it too little, too late? Well, too much, too late?
I think, if you had a summer vacation, maybe you could crank it out. But for me, it was definitely worth playing 14. Is it worth playing 15? Yes. Does it compare to 7, 8, 9, and 10, the renaissance of Square Enix Final Fantasy games?
12. That 12 was my first foray, and then I got 3, 4, and 7 on my DS.
12, they should have kept the main character they initially were going with, the
Not
pirate.
Vaughn?
No, Vaughn was added
I liked
later.
Fran.
Everybody likes Fran.
No, I'm saying.
But Fran and what was it, Balthazar?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, they were going to be the main characters.
Oh, they're fun.
I would have rather have had that
I liked
than a
the
more
side character.
adolescent, effeminate male that is going through the same adolescent, effeminate type of journey until he overcomes his obstacles. We've seen that story over and over and over again with Squall, Cloud. Not saying that being effeminate's bad, it's not, but when you have the same type of trope over and over again, it's like, all right, what are we doing? What are we doing with this story?
Balthazar and Fran were really refreshing.
Give me a story like Auron from 10, who's old and grizzled and spoilers. I don't want to say his scenario, but you should play it. But give me a character like that. I want to experience a journey through that type of person's eyes. And 15 was
boy band. Total
yeah.
royal boy band. I love it.
It's a royal boy band, but the stakes get pretty high. And that's the coolest thing about Final Fantasy is it can be plucky and fun and goofy and chocobos, and all of a sudden people are dying.
Yeah, and then shit hits the fan.
Yeah, and it's a lot of this growing up and becoming the person you want to be and becoming that hero, which I think resonates with so many of us, especially when we were growing up as kids playing these types of games.
Oh yeah, the whole identity thing. I really love the cutscenes between your boy band, your group, and I feel like they're my boys as well. But then all of a sudden, one of them's like, "Yeah, I want to have a chat." No, I don't really feel like I belong. Oh, I don't really feel like I deserve a spot in your group to be your friend, and I'm really lost. And they're like, well, I don't know what you guys selected, but I was like, "Hey, bud, we're cool. It's all right." And I was like, "Oh man, I made someone's day." They're not real.
Well, neither are book characters, but they also affect you as well.
That's true.
It's a beautiful episode from South Park, Imagination Land. And like, if all this doesn't matter, but why does it affect our lives and our morals and all these stories? And
I stopped watching South Park when I was 13.
Oh, you're missing out. Especially this season. get to experiment, or no, you get to experience why everything's going to crap in America.
Oh, yeah, I
That's
could
what
get
this
back in
latest
for
season
that. I could get back in.
And also they're touching on a real issue with filmmaking right now. Like there's so many soft reboots and rehashed ideas or pulling from the nostalgia of all those TV programs from the 90s. And I'm just so grateful that we have a movie like La La Land that's original and new and is breaking records with all these awards. So I just finished Final Fantasy 15, and I'm going to take a little bit of a break from playing video games so I can focus more on my music and playing piano.
That's right. You recently did Westworld.
Yeah, I was learning the Westworld theme, so I love that show. Now I'm learning some of the La La Land soundtrack. Can't get music out of my head, but one of the coolest things about the correlation between music and video games is timing and patterns,
suspense,
and rhythm, mood. But when you
Maude.
Wow, he's made the connection. That was cool.
Went
We
to
came
everything.
full circle. Nice.
Circ Maude.
But especially fighting games, when you play on those fight pads, those fight sticks, so much can translate to when you're playing piano, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So imagine playing piano but in a batter's box, and you have to
I would
compete
hate
against
that.
somebody.
If it was drumming, that would make more sense for me.
You're more of a drummer? More of a
Yes.
drummer? More
Yes.
of a percussionist? Okay.
Yes.
I see that.
Yeah.
You can drum with a...
I hit things in time.
I see you drumming with a boomerang. That'd be cool. Just
Well,
throw it, then come back on time.
It's not an instrument. Hey, watching. What are you watching at the moment? You said La La Land.
Yeah, watching. So I want to see La La Land again in IMAX because they're releasing on the 13th. Go see it. It's worth it. A friend or two told me about the OA on
Yes,
Netflix.
no, that's on my to-watch list.
Mine
I haven't
too.
dabbled yet, but
Mine
I've heard
too.
mixed things.
I've heard they're like, yeah, it's like Westworld but better. And I went, nope, it's probably not. But
You and I have had discussions about Westworld. You loved it far more than I did.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Nobody's perfect.
Especially not Westworld.
Oh, jeez. And we got some cool stuff around the corner, hopefully, in the TV world. We have Stranger Things in the summer. We got
Yes.
some Game of Thrones in the summer.
Ooh.
So really looking forward to what 2017 is gonna bring. But I need to catch up. I need to watch Moonlight. I gotta watch
Oh,
Moonlight.
I haven't seen that yet.
And I need to watch Manchester by the Sea. Feels like this award season, at least the very last half of 2016, was like, oh, this year needs to end. Like, oh, there's some good films that came out this year. You should check them out.
What was the last TV show you binged?
All the way through binge-wise, Luke Cage. The way they use music in that show. They let the whole song play. Folks, that's how you use music in TV shows. You make it a bit of a story with the thread of that song.
Your montage music,
Yeah.
in a way. That's how they kind of use it. They use it to kind of like montage a scene, but using the mood. Yeah, they do it in a really, really amazing way, actually.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm a musical theater guy at heart, so anytime music is integrated into a story and it's done well, it clicks with me. Yeah, I do that. I do that too. I do that too.
I've just discovered that there's another season of Law & Order SVU out, and I haven't seen it yet.
What?
I've seen every episode of
What?
17 seasons, so now I've got like more for the picking.
Every episode in 17
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you and my mom have something in common.
I feel like I've seen so much Law & Order SVU, I could make an arrest properly, and I could take it to court and defend the plaintiff.
Was there ever an episode where you're like,
Defend
that happened to a friend of mine, or I know
Yes.
what that scenario is like. That's crazy.
Yes. Happened to a friend of mine.
I haven't done a Law and Order yet.
Dun dun.
Not yet.
Dun, dun, dun,
I don't know.
dun, dun.
Playing the bad guy is always fun. I played the bad guy.
Wasn't
on TV,
me.
but,
I didn't do it.
Yeah, I didn't do
I was
it.
hanging out with a friend.
What you talking about?
I've never seen them before in my life.
I saved my receipt. That's my alibi. Here you go.
You're an actor as well.
I am.
I creamed you in that bit then.
You did.
I thought I was a lot better. I thought I was a more believable rapist than you.
I think that's a good thing. Jeez, I did.
It's Law & Order SVU. You can always tell who it is. You
Yeah.
can always tell.
I did play a biological murderer on a TV show a couple years ago. So I at least have some experience, Law and Order. Let's talk. But if you need me to play a cop, I played an FBI agent as well, too. Another show.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've played a robot. It's kind
Now?
of all I play.
Oh, okay.
Just a robot.
I think you're more just a robot.
Thank
I think
you.
at least
am
an
sure-
android. There's robot, android,
I'm aiming for cyborg.
AI, or cyborg.
Close.
Okay.
And then AI. Reading. What you reading?
I just completed 2 books on Audible. Check them out, Audible.
I do like audiobooks that will use sound effects because it kind of puts you more in. I like that a lot. Star Wars books will do that.
Oh, I was about to say this stuff. It's the same guy that narrates them. He's doing all the voices. And you're like, dude, can you imagine the room he's in? Does he walk to a different location? Does he put on a costume or does he have a soundboard? So the 2 books that I completed recently are Models, Attract Women Through Honesty by Mark Manson. It is probably the most poignant and honest book that I've read about dating and the dynamics of what it means to be a male in this current social world. Yeah, a lot of M's.
Right. Do they tell you to be nice?
Of course, be nice, but also be completely honest with yourself at all times and don't be too needy. I think one of the biggest things I took from the book is if I walk into a room and I lock eyes with a girl and I think she's attractive and she looks back at me, I'm not going to break eye contact. And if she doesn't break eye contact, first thing I'm going to do is walk up and talk to her. If I don't do that, if I feel something inside that I should talk to her and I don't do it, I'm being dishonest with myself. Even if it's just nothing happens or we're just friends.
You just...
Nah, satisfy your own curiosity. And ask yourself, I wonder if I'm going to like her. Instead of asking the question, I wonder if she's going to like me.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it for anybody, honestly.
So all my single peeps out there?
I'd put it on the same shelf as Aziz Ansari's latest book. It's very fascinating, too, because of just how much stuff has changed in the last 100 years.
Oh, 10 years.
Yeah, well, yeah, 10 years, even 10 years. Very much so. But nothing really replaces 2 human beings being honest with each other. The other book I completed was No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert A. Glover.
D stands for doing. What you doing?
I am doing...
lots of work.
Too much.
I need you to slow down.
First of all, we...
Yes.
just released our Gwent video.
Yes.
That we worked together on. So
Going standalone.
Yeah.
Was the panel.
Check that out.
Yes, Gwent, you may have noticed on this channel that I did a Twitch stream playing the closed beta for Gwent. Well, now it's really happening. It's getting out there. And I'm the voice of the tutorial. They used my voice.
They did.
Yours?
They did.
That's ridiculous.
It's really good.
You've got a very good...
Wow.
Josh did the demo for me. He goes, I just put the script down for you. Have a listen. And
I recorded off my phone.
It's the best thing I've ever heard. And I was like, I have to be better than that.
You killed it. Sultry, fun. Anybody listening to the video is like, this is Maude Garrett. We want her to voice everything. A lot of fun. Hopefully we'll do more in the future, but go check it out.
I'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, on the ESL YouTube page. But playing the game's pretty cool. I had to play a lot. And
you had to capture it all as well.
Yeah, I had to capture all of it. I wrote the script, had to learn all the new dynamics when they updated the game again with the closed beta. I'm really looking forward to the game's progress.
I like the voice acting. I really like the voice acting.
Me too. Oh, yeah. Shani.
I'm sorry?
Shani. She's my favorite character in The Witcher. The whole romantic dynamic that you have
Team
in
Yennefer.
Hearts of Stone with Shani is one of my favorite stories in video games.
I don't know if I told you this. My PlayStation was region locked to Australia, so I couldn't buy any games on it. I wouldn't even put in any credit card that wasn't Australian. My Australian credit card didn't even work on it. I was screwed. And I wanted to buy the DLC. So I had to start a whole new account for an American account. And then I put my disc in thinking that, it would recognize that it's the same console and that it's the same game that I'd spent 130 hours playing. No.
I mean, you can also start the DLC and just go to level 30 too.
You can do that?
Yeah, you can start a new character.
I might do that.
It's worth it. It's worth it. I think it's one of the most...
Shani, me.
It honestly, to me, is one of the most romantic stories I've experienced in...
This is important. What color's her hair?
Red. Red, short hair, she's a medic, been through some shit. She's not just some royal girl that you're like, let's roll in the hay. This is a girl that Garrett, the main character, and her have a lot of history together. So it's very heartfelt. It's very deep, the type of banter they have back and forth, and I think it captures a lot of the nuances that a lot of people have in the dating world in real life. And it was really cool that a video game was able to capture that.
Well, there you have it. Playing, watching, reading, doing. Josh Gray, thank you so much for joining me on Powered by Geek Bomb.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, as always.
Where can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Mr. Joshua Gray, also on Instagram, and you can continue to support everything we're doing over the eSports side at eslgaming.com. We have a lot of really cool announcements around the corner. Stay tuned.
Whoop, whoop. Thank you for watching. Subscribe already. Bye-bye.